Do you know what season you're in? And are you doing what you're supposed to be doing in that season? Hey, it's Lucas Robot, and you're listening to Weaver and Loom. For a long time, I have been fascinated and interested in times and seasons, in realizing what time we're in, what time of our life we're in, what season of our life that we're in, how we should be acting, what we should be focusing on and growing in, and putting our energy towards today in the season that we're in. And because if we don't recognize the time that we're living in, the season of our life that we're in, we could be working when we should be resting. We'd be resting when we should be working. We'd be playing and having fun when we should be sowing our fields and bringing in the harvest, to put it in agriculture terms, if you will. Really, it's another way of thinking about and looking at work-life balance. Is our work-life balanced? When you think of this modern day school system, which was really set up for the Industrial Revolution to train and to bring up children to sit in desks for 8 hours a day, fill in the right buckets, the right boxes, so that they can become great factory workers that are compliant. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. To become compliant cogs in a wheel. But what also we see happen in the modern day school system is a long summer break. Now, there's some controversy over why there's a long summer break. Some people say it is because of the agriculture business, where hundreds of years ago, the parents, the families on the farm would need their kids to help them work the land to bring in the harvest. Now, there is some truth to that, but there's also evidence to say that's not fully accurate, but that in the summer it was so hot that the kids wouldn't be able to be in the schoolroom because they didn't have AC, and would allow time for teachers to get training and prepare for the next school year. But what is certain is that we can look across society today and see that it's during that time of summer vacation, that our children lose so much ground when they're going back into that next school year. And it's really counterproductive to that child. It's really undermining their education, having a 2-3 month long break. But if you apply that back into adulthood, into the life that you and I are probably in right now, oftentimes we look at that summer break as where everything slows down, as a time to also slow down, a time to rest, when really in agriculture, it is a time to press forward. It is a time to bring in the harvest. It is a time to get ready to bring in the fruit of our labor, because we've been working hard all year, and now is the time to make that killing. Now is the time to harvest all of our hard work. But if we don't recognize our seasons of planting and our seasons of sowing, our seasons of going dark and going quiet and going into that cave, if you will, and learning and exploring a new thought, a new idea, a new craft in our art, being that long period of silence, of developing, and the period where we should come out and we need to present our work to the world. We need to be vocal, and we need to be loud, and we need to get feedback. If we don't know those seasons, we're going to fail. Similar to writing. The first draft of anything, we need to write as writers. We need to write with the door shut. What does that mean? That first draft, we're not looking for feedback. We're not looking for someone else's ideas. We're not sharing it with the world. We're not writing chapter 1 and then going to our coworker or our friend and saying, hey, what do you think about this? It is not the time for feedback. First draft is always written with the door closed. After we've finished the entire thought, the entire idea, then we open the door and we let someone else in for that refining process, for that editing process, to trim it down from 100% to 90%. Because in that second draft, you actually want to cut out 10%. That's when we open the door for a friend to come in, for an editor to come in, for other eyes to come in and give feedback so that we can revise and improve upon the work that we've done. But if we get those two things backwards, if we have the door open for our writing and then the door closed for our editing, our writing will not become what it needs to become. Our craft, our work will not become what it needs to become. So my question today is, what season are you in? Are you in a season of growing? Are you in a season of pulling back so that you can acquire new skills? Are you a season of learning? Or are you a season of teaching? Are you a season of selling? Or are you in a season of building up your product, building up your clientele base? So think about that today. What season are you in, and how can you arrange your life to best serve that season? I've been thinking about this because I am about to have, probably by the time you're listening to this, I will have had my 4th son. And that is a big season shift. That is a big change, about to move into a new season with a new child in our family's lives, which is very exciting. But with that comes the thought of, okay, there's a change of seasons. How do I appropriately pivot my life so that I am in alignment with the new season that I am stepping into? And so my challenge for you today is what season are you in? What season are you going in as we go into the fall of 2019? And how can you pivot and align your life to be in alignment with the season that your life is in right now? Thanks for listening to this episode of Weaver and Loom. So glad that you're here. Please, I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions, you can go to my website, lucaskrobot, SKROBOT.com, and ask a question, which will show up here on Weaver and Loom. Also, if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend that you think would enjoy it. I'm sure they would feel so loved that you thought of them and shared something with them today. And I would be super grateful as well. As always, I'm Lucas Skrobot, and you're listening to Weaver and Loom, where destiny is woven.